Empires
go
on
to
the run.
Eric next.
Alex Jones and the GCN
We're
Radio
gonna go
Network.
to Sean, Barbara, Jay, and others.
You've heard about the essential qualities of iodine when it comes to your well-being, and you've read the opinions of top experts regarding this good member of the halogen family. Still, reports indicate that iodine is absent in sufficient amounts from the daily lives of countless people worldwide. Now, our extra-strength new nascent iodine formula is here, Survival Shield X2, leading the way into the next generation of super high-quality nascent iodine. InfoWars Life Survival Shield X2 is derived from 200+ million-year-old salt solutions found more than 7,000 feet below the Earth's surface. The result is a unique nascent iodine that is both concentrated and free of unwanted additives, genetically modified ingredients, and completely vegan. We even pre-screen our Survival Shield X2 iodine for radiation. Pure, clean, and sourced from deep within the Earth, X2 nascent iodine is available exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com, InfoWarsStore.com, or call 1-888-253-3139.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality.
Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
Open your eyes. It's time to give your eyes a powerful nutritional boost. Sight is the primary input to the brain, arguably making eyesight the most important sense we have. And just like the other important organs in our bodies, our eyes function at peak levels when they are fed the proper amounts of essential nutrition. Open your eyes. Combining key ingredients like vitamin A, zinc, lutein, proprietary saffron bulb extracts, and more, OcuPower by InfoWars Life is a new formulation specifically designed to nutritionally assist the natural function of healthy eyes. Optimize the natural power of your eyes with the latest addition to the super high-quality InfoWars Life formulations, OcuPower. Go to InfoWarsLife.com or InfoWarsStore.com to order OcuPower or call 1-888-253-3139. OcuPower. Open your eyes.
Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want to stop tyranny? Well, so does he. Live from the Infowars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
This is bigger than just Ebola. You've got Al-Qaeda being turned loose worldwide. You've got Google and George Soros and others on record starting the Arab Spring. You've got Al Gore saying he wants a Arab Spring here in America, but with the left. You've got the CDC saying prepare for Ebola to hit the United States in official announcements to hospitals. You've got our article that's on drudgereport.com on the right-hand side dealing with the fact that they are, again, getting this 160,000 hazmat suits for Ebola. Regardless of what's behind this, it is a major, major epidemic in Africa. I guess you'd call it pandemic. And you've heard the medical doctors calling in. I've been reading what medical doctors say, what virologists say. And the more prestigious they get, the more dire their statements. I mean, this was in Build last Friday. Virologist, it's too late. Ebola will kill 5 million. Expert says virus will infect entire population of African countries. A top German virologist has caused shockwaves by asserting that it's too late to halt the spread of Ebola in Sierra Leone and Liberia, and that 5 million people will die, noting that efforts should now be focused on stopping the transmission of the virus to other countries. And I agree with that statement. What are we doing bringing people with Ebola into these countries? What are major passenger aircraft doing flying into Western Africa? Remember how when H1N1 was out, it was a super weak flu and came out was a, quote, simulant from the year before to track viral spread, a, quote, weakened virus? It was just all the fear-mongering. I was in a restaurant this morning having a couple eggs at a diner before I came to work at about 9:30, and there were these two older couples sitting right next to me, and they saw some lady who had a stroke coming by. They knew as they talked to her, and they said, "Get your flu shot." And then I sat there and listened to these 65, 70-year-old people talk about all their health problems, but how they were going to get their flu shots as soon as they were available, how they got them every year. And there I was knowing the studies, mainline, that 3 flu shots doubles your chances of Alzheimer's. And I could just see the Alzheimer graphs in my head going straight up. And how it causes neurological disorders and how it causes problems with blood flow and causes autoimmune responses in the ventricles of the heart, because I know this stuff, and all of a sudden they start listing all their illnesses. Yeah, I've got this problem with my ventricles, and I'm got a neurological disorder now, and they're all with their iPhones. They all had iPhones, not droids, and we're all for 30 minutes ruining my breakfast, sitting right next to me at the diner. Dan's Hamburgers. They have breakfast there. And it's an old-fashioned diner, and so it's diner chairs where you're like right up next to their booth. And I'm in a single-person booth right next to them, listening to them, and their hands were shaking, and they were all soft-killed. They were all just wrecks of the medical system, and all they were doing was talking about their doctors. And I know they've never guessed the right flu shot for the next year. They admit that. The right mutation. I know it doubles your chances of Alzheimer's. I know the Canadian study 5 years ago found that taking the H1N1 vaccine, the swine flu vaccine, doubled your chances of getting flu the next year, lowering your immune system by 50%. On and on and on. I know it says on the insert Guillain-Barré, narcolepsy, neurological disorders, epilepsy, cancer, miscarriage. I know what it says. And here comes their friend hobbling by, looked like she was about 65, on a walker, has had a stroke. And they're in there eating breakfast. And I'm just sitting there wanting to warn them. And I just looked over at them, and I knew they weren't going to listen to a word I told them. And it's not like I'm some health nut. I didn't believe, and I'm going to go to your calls, that they'd ever even let me live this long. Back when I was getting death-threatened and physically attacked and everything else you could imagine 15, 16 years ago. So I just stopped jogging every other day, stopped lifting weights almost every day, just started working like 18 hours a day, wrecking my body, gaining almost 100 pounds, from 185 pounds to, 275 pounds. I have lost 50 now, but I got another 20 or 30 to go. And Tommy Pilata, who just emailed me the other day, or called me, he texted me and called me. I need to give him a call. I always listen. A Hollywood producer I know. We were out bike riding, and he said, "Man, you should be in really good shape." He goes, "You're a wreck." He said, "They're already killing you by you believing you don't have a life. You're going to kill yourself. It's not enough to go on a bike ride once a week for 5 miles. You need to start jogging. You need to stop smoking," because I was smoking some then, hanging around radio guys. Most of them smoke. I just taken all these horrible habits. And so that was about 6 years ago, and it's taken me 6 years after I wrecked myself to get to the point I am now. And now that I had 3 family members die, and look, the best pitch is something that's true. I really believe what I'm saying right now, and I know it to be true. When I saw 3 of my family members who were in pretty good shape, especially my uncle, I mean, he was like a barrel chest and big arms and played football at LSU and, ate healthy and everything, but it killed his son. He was taking care of him, then it killed him. Of course, killed my great uncle before that, but he was in bad shape. But they were all taking care of each other. That's the chain reaction, best we can tell, from a hospital-borne illness that ended up getting into my family. So what did I begin to do? I went, whoa, I better go to the next level. I'm taking colloidal silver all the time now. I'm not telling you to do that. I'm telling you what I'm doing. I am taking super levels of vitamin C. I'm flushing my guts out with oxy powder and other things. I'm taking the iodine religiously. I have never religiously taken these supplements because I've never did it my whole life. But now the last few years, I get better and better about it. You know, a few times a week, I'll take the supplements. No. Now I'm taking them 7 days a week. Every time I'm supposed to take them, I'm taking the OcuPower. I'm taking the oxy powder. I'm taking the X2 nascent iodine. And despite the fact that I still don't eat the best food and I still work late and, you know, still take care of 3 kids and all the rest of it, it has been revolutionary what it's done for my family and myself. So I challenge you, support the broadcast, get the Survival Shield, get the Survival Shield X2, which is a lot stronger. I recommend, but check with your physician, the regular Survival Shield for kids. Because when I talk to Dr. Group, but also medical doctors and others, they say, oh, you got to have the good halogen iodine. You got to have vitamin C. You got to have pure water. You got to have clean guts. You got to be in a good mood. You got to have a positive outlook. Being positive and believing there's a good future coming. Because despite all this bad stuff happening, we don't need to get stressed out by the Ebola. We need to get prepared. So I've been researching how do you survive a pandemic, whether it's Ebola, which I don't think is going to come over here and get really bad. I pray, but I feel so bad for Africa and other areas. Let's just hope, but it could get worse. I'm telling you, I'm starting to get scared for my family. But everybody I know is losing people from hospital-borne illnesses, or you go in to get your larynx worked on and you're dead. Joan Rivers. Most people I know that die don't die in car wrecks or cancer or heart attacks. They die going to the hospital to have their bunion worked on or to have their slip disc worked on or to have, I mean, almost everybody I know that's died has died in the hospital going to have a routine procedure done. There's a lot of deadly bacteria and stuff out there now. And so all I'm saying is we got to be positive. We got to love each other. We got to be upbeat. But also be prepared. That's what your brain wants you to do. Because if you're upbeat and positive but face the problems, your brain goes, hey, I'm looking for things. I'm on top of things. I'm positive. It boosts your immune system. They've got the studies. They know how to deal with it. Clean water. Get all the trace elements and minerals you need. Clean out your guts. Don't eat GMO. And you do that, and you will have a jump. And it doesn't mean you're perfect. You don't sometimes eat the wrong thing. It just means you start cutting it out. I look at how much I've changed my lifestyle. For where I used to eat hamburgers at least once a day for 10 years. Now I eat a hamburger maybe once a week. I look at how I used to eat chicken fried steaks every week. Now I eat them once a year, literally. You know, if grandma makes it. We've just all got to incrementally change our lifestyle and get geared up because you can see the numbers of what's happening. So InfoWarsLife.com, I think, is a great place to start. It's where I start. The Oxy Powder, the X2, the Super Male Vitality that gets your glands going, InfoWarsLife.com. And then you can also rest assured your purchase is going towards funding this operation to get more great reporters, to be able to send more crew out to break the big stories and defend the Republic. InfoWarsLife.com or 888-253-3139. All right, I'm going to go quick now to Eric and to Barbara and Sean and Bob and Jay and others. Eric, thanks for calling in. What is your take on Ebola, ISIS, you name it? Yeah, I'm sorry. Your phone's breaking up, bro. I'm going to come back to you in a moment when you get closer to your wherever it works. Sean in New Mexico, go ahead.
Yeah, hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so here's a thought about how Ebola is being transmitted.
Thank you.
Nobody's really covered.
Yes,
and that would be by mosquitoes, fleas, and flies. You know, it's like there's another way it could be transmitted.
Ooh, I hadn't even thought of that because they keep saying it's from monkeys or from bats that fly over and some of their spit or whatever gets in your eye or your nose or your mouth. But yeah, I mean, if a flea bites somebody that has it and then bites you, they're carrying it inside the blood. That would be transmittable. Guys, look into that. Is Ebola transmittable by insect?
Yeah. Or even flies, if they land on a carcass and then land on your food or, you know. something like that.
Well, what does your gut tell you about all this?
I don't know. It just hit me this morning.